We have a very special show tonight. We have Rael, and we're going to talk about the philosophy of life with him. Welcome to the show, Rael.
Thank you very much.
You're French, from France. You were born...
I was born in Vichy, a very famous city for the wine, and I spent my childhood in a city near Clermont-Ferrand, in the center of France.
The movement, first of all, it's a new philosophy, a new concept of life. Am I correct?
I don't know if it's so new. It's very old. It's the oldest philosophy and the oldest things coming from the sky we never had, but it's a new reading. And because, okay, in 1973 I was journalist in the center of France, in Clermont-Ferrand, and I met people coming from another planet, and they gave me the message which is inside this book. And but finally, when you read the book, and I know you did it, you see inside only the Bible. But these people coming from another planet give us a new way to read the old book. And it's so revolutionary, so controversial, and so fantastic that it gives a new happiness to read a very old, dead book.
Just so our viewers can get the right... you're talking about people from other planets? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, yes. I was a journalist in a racing car magazine, which has nothing to do with that. And the morning of December 13, 1973, I was going to my office like every morning, and suddenly I had the feeling not to turn left to my office, but to turn right, and to go to a volcano about, let's say, 10 kilometers from the city. And when I stopped my car and by foot I went to the middle of the volcano, and then I saw a very strong flashing light in the sky, and slowly something like a flattened bell made of a very shining silver metal came down and stopped at about 30 meters from me. And at the beginning I was very, very happy to see that, but after I started to be a little bit, not afraid, but a little bit surprised, because a trapdoor was opened and somebody came out of this flying object. And it was a small human being with a very shining face, with a very, I don't know how to say that in English, a very kind, very full of love face. And he came to me and he gave me the message, and if you want I can try to summarize this message in 1 minute. These people came a very long time ago on this planet, on the Earth. At this time there was no life, absolutely nothing on the Earth. And thanks to DNA and the genetic combination inside laboratories, they created all life on Earth. It means animal, plants, and finally man on their image, in their image. And we are the fruit of this fantastic scientific experimentation. And they send a lot of messengers in order to keep the proof of what they did. Among these messengers you have Moses. You remember Moses at the top of the Mount Sinai speaking face to face with not God, but people coming from space. Of course, for primitive people, everything coming from space must be a God. But now we start to travel in space, we start to create life in laboratory ourselves, and we start to understand it's possible to come from the sky without to be a God. And the name of these people is inside the Bible. And it's because many people usually say in the Bible it's written God. No. Original Bible was written in Hebrew, then translated from Hebrew to Greek, then from Greek to Latin, and then from Latin in English. Original Bible in Hebrew, you never have the word God, but Elohim. And in Hebrew, Elohim doesn't mean God, but those who came from the sky, and it's plural. So I think this is the best way to summarize this message. And of course, they knew, these people coming from space, they knew one day, human being, us, we will finally be able to travel in space ourselves and to discover how to create life. And they thought, what can we do to let them approve of what we did? And they gave us messages through the messengers they had in the past, like Moses, like Jesus, like Elijah, a lot of messengers, Ezekiel, they gave message. So thanks to these people, today we can have the Old Testament and we can find the word Elohim. This was all about, this story was all about that. Every time you have a messenger, it's disturbing, but it's interesting. You have two kinds of people on the earth. People who don't want to change anything. They just want to respect tradition and they don't want to change anything. These people kill Jesus. And you have other people, they think by themselves and they want to understand and they want to read by themselves and to make their opinion by themselves. These people were the first apostles of Jesus and they were the first people to help Elijah, Ezekiel and all the messengers.
Now, Rael, the thing is, what I'm trying to bring about sometimes is to have the viewer understand a thing a bit more basic. First, when you first saw them, well, how old were you?
I was 27.
You were 27?
Yes.
Now, excuse me, before the 27-year span, or like when you were 15, 16, times like this, did you ever think about beings from other planets, a different concept of life? How were you then?
It was not my problem. I was, you know, I had from the age of 9 a passion, really a strong passion in my life. It has nothing to do with that. It was Formula 1, and I was dreaming to become the first French driver to be world champion in Formula 1. And so I was reading all the books about Ferrari, about Formula 1, and only that. My bedroom was full of that. But when sometime people speak about UFO, I say, why not? But I was back to Ferrari because it was my life. At the beginning, I had the beginning of a stomach ulcer because I did not want to stop. I wanted to continue to live in the world I chose, but I had something else to do.
Okay, sometimes too, viewers, they're a little skeptical. Let's talk about drugs. Was there ever any drugs in your life where...
No, when you want to be a Formula 1 champion, you cannot drink alcohol, you cannot use drugs, you cannot use... I was no smoking, nothing. I was living like an ascetic person. Ascetic, is it right? You know,
very, very humble, very plain.
Very, very healthy life,
okay,
in order to be a champion. And I asked to myself this question when I was inside the volcano, because, you know, it's a terrible time. So I was wondering, okay, am I dreaming? But I don't use drugs. I asked to myself, I speak about that in the book. I don't drink alcohol, I don't use drugs. So it must be true. Let's see what's happened. And after I understood, it's more materialistic than everything else on the earth.
What we're talking about here is UFOs. Now, half the world believes in UFOs. A lot of people believe in UFOs today. Today, it's not like it used to be. People are very open, especially now that we're hitting the space age.
That's right.
And we're beginning to see, just like Christopher Columbus, when he discovered America, people said, well, there's nothing out there, but he says, yes, there is. Today, we have new people, like yourself, saying, there's something out there. Some people are still saying, no, there's nothing. But a lot are saying, maybe there is. So, first of all, you said you met some UFOs now. You're saying these people are the gods, the ones that created this planet, other planets? What exactly are we talking about?
People came, these people, the Elohim, came on the earth. They didn't create the earth. But you know, I don't know in English, but they discovered the earth and they create life on earth. They discovered the sky because the sky is different in every planet of the universe. You cannot see the same sky in every kind of planet you are in the world. You know, look, the infinity of the sky is like vertiginous. I don't know if vertiginous is a good word in English, but it's like a vertigo. You know, if you see all the stars in the sky, each star is a sun.
That's right.
Like around each star you can have a lot of planets.
Exactly.
And what we see is only 1% of our universe. And you have an infinitely number of universes. So we are sure, 20 years ago, the scientists say it's not possible you have life on another planet. Now the scientists say it's not possible that there is no life. They discovered slowly how big, how large is the universe, and the Elohim, thanks to this symbol, explained to us the size of the universe is infinity. There is no limit. Of course, we try always to put limit. A long time ago, human beings said, you know, the Earth is plate, and you have 4 giants. And then they thought after everything is going around the Earth, and slowly they discovered the size of the universe is like that. After 1 century, they said, no, it's like that. After they say it's like that. Now, the message of the Elohim explained to us, there is no size. It's infinity. In each direction you point your finger, it never stops. So, thanks to that, we start to understand how much we are a little thing in the universe, we human beings.
I couldn't agree with you more. The symbol is, it's a star, right?
Yes, this part of the star represents the infinitely small, the atoms and particles of the atoms. And this part represents the infinitely large, the galaxies and the universes. And in the middle, the swastika represents the infinity in time, no beginning, no end. And you can find the same symbol in one of the oldest books of this planet, the Bardo Todol, the Book of Death of Tibet. And it's fantastic. You can find this everywhere on the earth. Traces of the Elohim when they came a long time ago.
Some people have been offended by the swastika inside the middle, right?
When you don't know what it is, you can be offended. But when you know, and we have many Jewish people in the movement, when you know, when you have a little bit of culture, and if you don't have, it's up to you to check. You can see in the, you take only the dictionary, French dictionary or English dictionary, swastika, and you can see a religious symbol of India. And you have every day millions of people praying in front of swastika in India. It has nothing to do with the Nazism or with Hitler.
You've traveled a lot around the world.
It's my life. They gave me the mission to go around the world, to spread this message, which is now translated in about 20 languages and published in about 38 countries. And the number 2, but for me number 1 goal they gave me is to build an embassy. We will build an embassy near Jerusalem, and inside this embassy they will come officially, and this day all the world governments, all the press, I hope you will be there to welcome them.
See if TVL9 sends me. Yeah, that's it's very, very interesting. You have movements in all these countries. You have somebody that...
we have about 29,000 members around the world, and in 38 countries now. And we all work to spread the message without trying to convince people, because we don't want to convince other people. We just spread the information. You like it, welcome. You don't like it, we never try to convince people, because we are just on this planet to find the 4% of people who are ready and who want to escape from tradition. Because you have to be very courageous to say, okay, let me try to understand something new. It's not everybody can do that.
Rael, it's very nice that you came to the program. It's quite an honor. We've seen you on a lot of TV shows. I think you were on Channel 12 and a lot of other channels. You're quite popular these days. Before you go, I'd like our viewers to, let's say they want to join or something, or they want to know more about, is there a phone number they could reach?
Yes, yes, they can call the MRC at 731-3131. That's 731-3131 in Montreal.
Okay, that's good. We're down to a few minutes.
I would like to say thank you, because it's also a big happiness for me to be in your program, because I really appreciate the high level of your
Thank you, our
questions.
viewers, for watching. Till next time, take care.